Hey, if you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. It's free. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or your computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Listen closely. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. And then you can listen to me, BrandyJoy, with a voice to be reckoned with. Hello, everybody. I'm your host, BrandyJoy, and you're with me with a voice to be reckoned with, the next level. Let's go. While every shelter pet is unique, some love a good game of fetch and others would rather snuggle on the couch together. However, there's one thing that they all have in common. They're all pure love. Right now, millions of pets across shelters and rescues across the country are waiting to be adopted. Did you know that only 44% of dogs and 47% of cats in American homes come from animal shelters and rescue groups? The unique qualities of each and every shelter pet add up to an incredible bond between every shelter pet and parent. I love pets, and I think they're just so giving and loving, and they just show you the best, of what love is. And this is all from an little animal. They come in all sizes, big, small, furry, not furry. But like I said, love. If you're thinking about getting a pet this holiday season, make sure to visit the shelterpetproject.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council, Maddie's Fund, and the Humane Society of United States. Please consider these animals need love and they need you, and you need them. Thank you. And a voice to be reckoned with. We support the animals and their safety and their love. Hey, everybody. Welcome back. It's BrandyJoy. You know where you're at. A voice to be reckoned with. Today's show, we're talking about, my all-time favorite, The Walking Dead. Yes. I am Walking Dead mega fan, and if you are too, then you're barking up the right show right now. Anywho, oh my goodness, guys. So let me just start by saying I miss Rick. And I didn't think there could ever be a time where we can just go on in this apocalypse show without Rick. But come on, hands down. The creators, the writers, they're freaking talented. And it's very possible to distract us because, we have other people that we care for dearly. Like Daryl. I just can't tell you how much I need him to be okay. See, Daryl is the guy that holds you down. He's the epitome of loyalty and just everything that's good about a friend and about a person and about those tough decisions, as well as Carol. Okay, now Carol, first of all, if you follow me, then you follow me right now. And if you're not, just follow me anyway, and I'll get you to a place soon. Now, Carol, we have watched Carol grow. Carol just keeps us just amazed. Just Carol, here we go, Carol again. Carol is a G. First of all, she didn't always used to be a G. But the potential was always there. She had that feistiness in her, from first season. She had that abusive husband that eventually died, from, I think it was a zombie. Or he got sick, something like that. Yeah. He was an ass to her. And she, over these years, she has really just been through it. And finding who and what and where and how she wanted to be. And right now, what she wants to be is in the alpha's ass. Okay, she wants to get that ass, right? But see, what has happened is that's not what's going on. And if you watched the mid-season finale, then you would have saw Carol's recklessness, and brought Daryl, and them along, and have fallen into this hoard that she had been looking for. She was looking for it, girl. You found it. You tumbled up in there, and damn, it's a bunch of them. I don't know the last time I seen it like that. I think it was that there was a season. What season was it? Was it like a bunch of zombies like that? Oh man, I don't know. But the alphas, they've been getting it in with these zombies. You know what I mean? It's like, first of all, can we just say, whoa? You know what I mean? But hey, let me just jump back. I don't want to just jump around and stuff. Let me get back to Daryl. So Daryl's the shit. And he is just the one you cannot not feel safe around or feel safe with. I remember that one time when he lost Beth, he probably just beat himself up. Remember, I think it was they were looking for the sanctuary, was it? And it was like right after the prison, and everybody like kind of split up. And then, there's that sanctuary they kept reading on the road. I remember Maggie kept leaving messages, for Glenn, or Glenn for her, so they could find one another. And so Daryl, he takes his safety of others very, very seriously. His little Judith, his little ass kicker. Oh no, let me get you started on Judith. That's like a little Rick right there. She's a little Carl. So feistiness, because Carl, he was never a punk. Soon as the apocalypse started cracking, he was right in the midst, like, Mom, let me gun. Shane, come on, I can do this. I need to learn, I need to know. And they'd be like, no, your mom doesn't want you. No, and no. Even through all he was going through, got shot in the, when he was messing with that deer, looking at the deer and stuff. And that's how they stumbled upon the farm. Yeah, Carl was always, I just want to say, when Carl passed in the show, first of all, his journey, up until that point, from when he was bitten, was just epic. But when he was gone, I just thought I wasn't going to be okay. I was like, oh my God, what is Rick going to do? And remember when they went down into the little cave, and then Rick looked at him, and then he looked like, okay, no, we got to do something. And Carl just lifted his shirt up, and then Rick just came to the conclusion, he just looked at him like, wow, my baby boy, there's nothing I can do about it. That was so heartfelt, because I know Rick loved his kids, and Carl had already been like shot through the eye, you know what I mean, been through some stuff, and this was just like, boom. And I cried. Really, I was like, Carl, I watched him grow up on here, and he's always been kick-ass. I'm sure right now, because even Negan gave him his props, okay? Because Carl hopped up in that van, that truck, and started letting off. And he is so lucky Negan is not quick to kill a kid, and Negan took some kind of liking, to Carl. And just to always see how, he would say Carl, like, kind of was more G'd up than Rick, Like, he liked how Carl, didn't really care or hold back. He was like, what's up? Let's get these fools. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, but no, really. Negan had a very great respect for Carl. And if you notice on one of the episodes leading up to the last, when Negan, because he left, he got away. They had him locked away all them years, and they started giving him more, leeway and all that stuff. But he got away, and then he met up with with one of the kids that was following him, and he got really upset when the boy insinuated that he killed kids, and he was like, I don't kill kids. But he was really upset when he insinuated that he did something to Carl. He's like, Carl is so dear to his heart, and he'll Edith Negan loves. And it's crazy, guys, that it's arch nemesis, Rick Grimes and Negan. But Negan, they can fight, go to the depths, But this man sits over here and loves Rick's kids. And I think that is like so genius and so just like on so many levels. And I'm just like wondering when this is all said and done, if it's going to be said and done, is that going to come to a head? Part of me saying, hell yeah, because how could it not? That's something you got to touch on, because Rick, let Negan live. And he only did that, and he made sure Negan knew that was the reason, was because that letter Carl left behind. And asking his dad and telling him about this world that they could have, you know what I mean? And not to kill Negan. Because Carl, as horrible as Negan had been and the things he had done, I think someone cared for Negan. It's the matter, because Negan was, bringing much pain to them. And, some people, like to reiterate and remember. They'd be like, well, let's wait and go back here and remember that Negan didn't just jump off being so brutal. Like, literally brutal. Right away. It was because what they had done, they had killed his people. And if you remember that episode when they went in there, and they were asleep, and they were just getting them in their heads and stuff, because in their heads, in Rick's in them heads, those were the enemies, and for them to be safe, remember Jesus had told them about these guys and how they were forcing them to get them foods and this and that. I guess you could say somewhat of a bully, whatever it may be. That's okay. If we do this, then you do this for us, and this and that. And I remember when it was all said and done, and someone said something about the good guys. Carol said, well, what makes us the good guys? We're doing the same thing. Survival of the fittest. And it's like, true shit, Carol. And after that, she was kind of just like done. And she kind of left. She didn't really want to deal anymore. She didn't want to be around that. She didn't want to have to do those things no more. And so she tried to go off on a little path, but it always brought her back. Oh, man. So, yesterday and this horror thing was like crazy. And you get the people that you wouldn't even think that just, are just doing the most craziest things. Like Gabriel, when he killed, Dante. It's like, whoa. Oh, man. And then, what was his name again? Is it Rosita's man that she had a baby with. And man, and how he went out. Not saying he went out like he went out. But, that guy, that was messed up. That was eerie. That the whole time, that was the guy that held his head, and watched, he watched his people all get, their heads cut off. And they made him watch. And it messed him up, And I just was not expecting that, He just kept kind of like lingering around. And then talking to him, saying he's his friend and all that stuff. And then, he thought about it for a minute. His voice kicked in, and then he looked in the mirror, and the guy was smirking like, yeah, that was me. And whoa, baby. Just didn't see that coming. I liked him, because he helped Carl out, during when Carl was, setting up and saying his goodbyes and all that stuff. So, yeah, he's a good guy. Sorry to have seen him go, as we've saw plenty of others, many. But yeah, I'm just really wondering what is going to happen with, Alpha and her daughters. That was crazy when the daughter ran off because she didn't know. And then the other daughter was looking at Carol, and Carol was like, oh yeah, your mom told everybody she killed you. And then she really was taken back because she felt manipulated and used like how, her mother did. So we know this is gonna get a little bit crazier. So, whoa, people. With Carol, I think she just hard up on this because I think because it was Henry, because she took him in. Carol wasn't really with the whole children thing, especially after Sophia, and and then the two girls, and I went to the season with that the one little girl killed her sister because she was kind of like mentally out there, and she thought, no, she'll come back to us watch. And she was just about to do Judith in when she was a baby, and Carol then rolled